In January of 2025, which is the new year where I was super ambitious, I actually came up with a list of 10 book series and manga series that I wanted to start and maybe, just maybe, finish in 2025. Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna start with the very first manga series that I plan to finish, and it is called Love, That's an Understatement. I've read the first 2 volumes and there are a total of 6 volumes in this manga. I really like those cute, girly manga to read because I used to read those when I was in middle school. And Love, That's an Understatement is basically that. It's about 2 high schoolers, I believe, Risa and Zen. Risa is a very studious girl and Zen is basically the troublemaker. They're opposites, and the first 2 volumes that I read, I actually do love it. I rated it 5 star, and I just can't wait to see if this manga is gonna be lighthearted and swoony, or if there's gonna be some digging of the past and stuff like that. So I cannot wait to finish reading the 6 volumes. The next manga series that I plan to read is called The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl. I think this is kind of like maybe a fantasy because if I remember correctly, the ice guy, is a reincarnation of like the snow god or something. The guy main character and the girl main characters are co-workers. The way that the guy is able to use his power, because like I said, he's a reincarnation of like one of the snow gods or something, is when it's cold, so when it's snowing, like during winter time. So I think he accidentally used his power, and this coworker, this girl, saw it or something, and she became curious and all of that. So I just want to see how the story would unfold between these 2 characters. I actually borrowed it maybe last summer, but I didn't get to read it, so I'm gonna borrow it again. There are 10 volumes right now. I think 2 of them are still coming out sometime this year, so I'm hoping that I could finish this whole series in 2025. I'm planning to read maybe the first 2 volumes in February, so I kind of can get to know a bit better about the whole series. The next series that I plan to start and hopefully finish in 2025 is The Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han. I actually haven't watched the TV shows, but I did see the trailer, and it's one of those kind of like coming of age, childhood best friend and best friend's brother love triangle type of thing, I think. And before I watch the show, I kind of want to read the books first because, again, I feel like the books are always better than the adaptation. I actually do have all 3 books in my personal library because I found all of them when I was thrifting this past month. And why not read it if I do have the books, right? The next series that I want to start and hopefully finish in 2025 is the Kingdom of the Wicked series. I watched a couple YouTubers saying that this book series is a pretty good way to get into fantasy if you're not a fantasy reader. So I decided to buy all of the 3 books at Barnes & Noble because they have the special edition with the sprayed edges. And I was like, why not just get all 3 before they are out of stock? So I decided to get them. Hopefully they are pretty decent because other than these 2 YouTubers that I watch and talk about this book series, I haven't really read anything about this book series from other people. So I'm hoping they are okay and they're decent. So if you've read the Kingdom of the Wicked series, let me know in the comment below what are your thoughts and whether or not I should have lowered my expectation. The next series that I want to start and hopefully finish in 2025 is the Better Than the Movies series. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 books in the series and I already have one of them, which is Better Than the Movies. I think that one is the first book. It was like a $5 book at Barnes & Noble in January, so I decided to get them. It is one of the special edition as well because it has the sprayed edges, and I got it for $5. So of course I cannot pass on that deal, and since I already have the book, might as well get the second book and then read them this year. The next one that I have on the list is the Central Park Pact book series. I think the author is Lauren Payne or Lauren Lane. I read the first book already. I borrowed them from Libby, I think last year. I have the second book physically in my library, and then I don't have the third book, so maybe I'll borrow it again from Libby. But I read the first book. I think I rated it 3 star because it was just okay. But I just want to continue on the story because I am curious. Basically, the premise of this book series is that these 3 ladies who live in New York actually came together to know each other at a funeral of their husband, fiance, and boyfriend. So this one guy basically saw these 3 ladies around the same time, even though he was married. So the first book, I think, is the guy's girlfriend. I want to say the second book is the fiance, and the third book is the wife or the widow, I guess, because he died in the first book. So I just want to continue on the story and see what the other 2 girls' life are gonna be like after the death of their lover. The next book that I am gonna start in 2025, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna finish in 2025, is the Empyrean series. So Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. I actually bought 3 of the books already. I bought the first 2 from Walmart, and then I went to Target just last weekend, I think, and the special edition was there, and it was 30% off, so it's about $20. And I got, of course, 5% more off because I have a red card. So Ricky was saying that, yeah, you should just get it. Why not? You already have the first 2 books. So I said, okay, if you say so. Hopefully, I'm gonna start reading Fourth Wing maybe this month, maybe next month. Honestly, I'm not ready because the book is thick, but I want to be able to catch up basically on all of the 3 books before the next 2 books are being released. I don't know when, but I want to be able to, get into the hype, I guess. Hopefully, I love the book. So if you've read all of the Empyrean series so far, let me know in the comment below. Let me know your thoughts. The next book series that I want to start in 2025 is The Letters of Enchantment. It's the Divine Rivals, and what's the second book called? I forgot. I don't have the physical copy just yet, but I know Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and I think also Walmart have the second book for $10, and the first book was like around $10 to $12. So I might maybe get them in February, maybe March. I'm not sure. I'm not really in a hurry because there's only 2 books and it should be pretty quick to read. I hope you will see it in my future video. I have a book haul part 3 that I already filmed, but in that video I hauled 50 books. 50 books. I know. My husband's wife is crazy. That's me. And I said that I cannot buy any more books until I read at least 10 books that's already in my library. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read 10 in February or in March, because I also have a list of ARC that I've requested that I want to read. Anyways, I'm not in a hurry. I'm probably going to get it eventually, or if not, I will borrow them from Libby. But the premise of this book is really, really interesting, especially the first book. It's about the female main character. I forgot her name, but basically she was kind of dealing with her family issue. I think her mom is sick. Her brother is in a war, but she hasn't heard from him in a long time. So she was writing letters with this magical typewriter or something, thinking that those letters were sent to her brother, but it turns out that it was sent to her rival. He was reading the letter, he was responding and stuff like that. It was just kind of interesting. I want to see if she actually figured out that it's him, not her brother. Is she gonna get mad at him because he lied to her? They're already a rival. Are they gonna fall in love? All of that good stuff. I cannot wait to read about it. The next book series that I want to read is the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts. Well, I just actually watched about like the controversy around the whole series, but I already bought the series. I have actually the box set from Barnes & Noble because it was 50% off, and then there's like a little novella in between the second and third book, I think, or the first and second book. I also bought it from Amazon because it was $7. So I know about the controversy, but I think I'm still gonna read it. I'm still gonna try and start the series and hopefully finish it this year and decide if I want to get the last book, which I probably will if I enjoy the first two books. Last but not least, the book series that I wanted to start this year is the Maple Hills series by Hannah Grace. So I actually already got two of the three books because I found them at thrift stores this past month. I got Icebreaker and Wildfire already, so might as well try and see if I can thrift the third book sometime this year. It's gonna be my first time reading like sports romance books, especially hockey. That is the last book series that I plan to start in 2025. I don't know, I have 10 on the list, and a lot of them doesn't really have a lot of books in the series. I think the most are the manga, which is 6 volumes and 10 volumes, and manga like volume is pretty easy to read. There's usually about 120 pages or less, so I'm confident that I'll be able to finish those two mangas that I wanted to read this year. And all of the other book series that I pick, the most has like 4 books, 3 books, and 1 novella. So I'm pretty confident that I can at least get to the second book of all of these book series that I plan to read in 2025. We shall see though, because I know there's gonna be a lot of other books that's gonna distract me from completing the series. I also have a bunch of books that I thrifted this past month. I catalog all of my physical books on Libby, but I also added some of the books that I have on Kindle and also on Nook. And I have 136 books. Most of the books that I have physically, I probably read like less than 10. So I have so many books that can last me for the whole year. Anyways, let me know in the comment below if you are as ambitious as me trying to start and finish 10 book series in 2025. Let me know if any of the book series that I shared today is also on your list to finish or start in 2025.